Hello, everyone. Welcome to Planet of NY Sports. Here we talk Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets, and a little bit of the Knicks and Nets. So let's get into the news, shall we?
This is Channels Television's breaking news.
Yes, the breaking news is Kyrie Irving has requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. You see this right here. All right, let's get rid of it and let's get into the topic at hand. So, Kyrie today, I'm sitting in school, Rodrick's sitting in school as well. We're all minding our own business. The Nets, they just got blown out by the Celtics recently. I will acknowledge that. Now, at 150, I would say, I get a random notification from Bleacher Report out of nowhere. Kyrie Irving requests trade. And do you want to know my reaction to this? Was I surprised? Hell no. I was not surprised in the slightest. I was not, because there was always something with this guy. I was saying it months ago. I said there's always something. I said just wait. When things are going well, oh, something with Kyrie, something. And now he's requesting a trade. All right, Rodrick, before I get into the weeds of this, did you have like an initial reaction to this?
Yeah, because I remember breaking the news to a classmate of mine when the news broke. Initial reaction is just like, why? Because we really don't have a reason as to why right now. I mean, I think some people think that it might have to do with the contract extension he might want, or whatever. But I mean, he hasn't. Like, where is he gonna go? And why is he leaving Brooklyn? You have KD, but you're not gonna stay. Like, I don't know. I don't get his motives. It's probably stupid anyway. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Arthur Kyrie.
So now, just to get into the weeds of it here, so Kyrie, we all know he's an interesting guy. We've said it before with the whole. He says very controversial things. He does very controversial things. I can go from flat earth stuff. We can go from disappearing in the middle of the season, saying he's going to stay with one team just to leave in free agency after, making like a huge announcement in Boston. Oh, I'm staying, blah, 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 and then leaves. We can go with the COVID vaccine thing when sure that's your choice, but the rest of the team was vaccinated. So that was your choice to not play and whatever. There's a lot with this guy. And then we can look to a few months ago with the anti-Semitic, the Amazon. I'm not even going to get into that because that's just a whole nother. Ugh. But Kyrie, there's just always something with this guy. There's always something with him. He just can't stay out of the news. He just can't. And we did have an agreement that if Kyrie for the rest of the season would stay out of the news and everything was chill, I would wear a Met jersey. But guess what? Right when things were going well, I was worried I would have to wear a Met jersey. I was like, I actually may have to wear a Met jersey. I'm like, this is not good. This is not good. But hopefully it's the black one because that one's at least I can tolerate wearing that one. But nope, I don't have to wear it anymore. I don't have to wear it because Kyrie just helps me out. So real quick here, we can get into some of the details. So the Nets, they did kind of offer him an extension, but it had to do with the Nets winning the championship, which is weird. But given Kyrie's situation, the Nets, they don't want to make, that big of a long-term commitment to him without any, they're going to make the contract a certain way. So where, if Kyrie does something, we're going to put a clause in there that maybe the money goes, I don't know, maybe the money goes down or, he won't get paid a certain amount if he doesn't, because this guy is just so unreliable. There's just always something with him. And, so we all know he's in the final year of his $36.9 million deal. And he's going to want that 4-year, Supermax deal. And is the team going to give that to him? I don't know. I don't think so. But all he had to do was keep doing what he was doing right now. Keep balling out, keep your mouth shut. He's been playing well. He's an all-star starter, mind you. So, hey, maybe just keep playing well. Maybe I'll get paid. But nope, he requested trade. Now, in my opinion, I think that this is more about his contract because when you look at the Nets, should they take offers for him? I mean, sure, why not? Because this could develop to be an issue, with the locker room and stuff. Okay. Now, let's say the Nets don't find, a trade that they like. Do they have to trade him? No, they do not. They don't have to trade him because guess what? I'll tell you this. Kyrie, he needed to play this year with no controversies, none of that, and stay out of the news to get that contract that he wants. And now let's say he's like, oh, okay, I'm a free thinker, so I'm going to sit out. All right, fine, Kyrie. You can sit out. Cool. But guess what? Then you're not going to get paid in the offseason. So it's not going to matter. And then the Nets, your contract is off their books. They don't care. Everyone wants to make the argument of, oh, you lose them for nothing. Okay, but the Nets, they're fourth in the East right now. They're not going to give, Kyrie for a bag of chips. I'm seeing a lot of Laker fans with the typical, oh yeah, Russell Westbrook for Kyrie straight up, or Russell Westbrook and just one first-round pick. No. Given the Nets' current situation, you're going to have to give, if you're the Lakers, you're going to have to give Russell Westbrook the 2027 first-round pick and the 2029 first-round pick. And if you're the Lakers, I don't know if you would do that because by that time, LeBron's going to be gone. AD's not going to be the same player. Kyrie is probably going to be gone too. The Lakers, they may be looking at a lottery team. So to be honest, if they're going to trade him, I mean, there's no rush really to trade him. You don't have to. Of course, you're going to take some calls. When KD, when he requested a trade, did they take calls? Yeah, they took the calls, but they didn't see anything that they liked. And for KD too, a lot of people are also bringing up now, oh, what does this mean for KD? Keep in mind, they still have KD under contract for 3 more seasons after this. So they don't have to move him either. If KD's like, oh, I want out, they can be like, okay, we don't have to. You can sit out and whatever, but 3 more seasons. So Rodrick, while I bring up some more stats here, do you have any more, takes on the contract situation here?
Not really on the contract. I really just be, like I said earlier, just really trying to figure out what Kyrie wants because when he left Cleveland, he wanted to be the guy. He wanted to be the focal point of the offense. He went to Boston, and then he left Boston. He went to the Nets, and then he wasn't even the main guy there. And now he wants to leave the Nets. And if he goes to the Lakers, he might be the third option. It's what is he trying to accomplish here? What is he trying to get at? I don't know, and I'd like to know because that probably would clear the situation up a lot more from a fan perspective. But in regards to him getting that supermax, it's just not going to happen. It's simply not going to happen.
Yeah, and when saying what does he want, I think all he wants is leverage. I think this is a leverage move. I don't really see this being, I don't see this being that big of a deal. I don't think the Nets were going to I don't think they were that serious about re-signing him after this year anyway, without all those special clauses in the contract, which they probably were discussing. And I don't think Kyrie, no, of course not. Why, as a player, when you look at it, why would you want to do that? Can I blame him? I mean, if I was in his, his crazy brain and stuff, okay, I would probably be like, no, I wouldn't want that. But when you look at it from the Nets perspective and basically everybody else, no, given your history, there's always something with you. You cannot be trusted. Don't get me wrong. You're a baller. You're averaging 27 points a game. You're an all-star starter. This, that. You were actually balling out. You kept your name out of the news for the, a month and a half. But now, of course, he requests a trade. Am I buying, Rodrick, go ahead before I go off.
I'll be honest. I feel like that kind of falls on Nets management. I mean, if you look at the players they've accrued over the past couple of years, Ben Simmons has had issues with his mental whatever. James Harden forced his way out of Houston by putting in whatever he put in his stomach to try to make himself look fat. And then Kyrie Irving, not James Harden. Kyrie Irving has had his own issues. I mean, look at the flat earth stuff. Kevin Durant's the only person that they've acquired has been a big name player who his brain works properly.
He just wants to hoop. He just wants to
hoop. He wants to play basketball. And the players they've accrued, and you look at a team like the Knicks, who have had a history of acquiring these big names who haven't really fit the team or whatever, you have to wonder why are these basketball teams going after these big name players who maybe aren't so focused on basketball and are always focused on something else. I don't know if it's like a hot take or something, but I remember when the Nets had Joe Harris and Jared Allen and Karis LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie. Those guys like played basketball and that was it. But now it's all the all the razzle dazzle and flat Earth and anti-Semitic. So that's just how I feel on it.
Yeah, and with Kyrie, it's just I feel like the whole thing, like when they originally were going to sign KD and Kyrie were a package deal. So I think they really wanted KD. Kyrie, it's like, but they were a package deal. I guess if you wanted KD, you kind of had to. But now, if you're the Nets here, and if you're like, I don't think you can really get rid of him just for the sake of getting rid of him. Like, there's a lot of people saying, oh, you got to give him up for something. This can be a head. No, that if you're the Nets, like what? Like why? Like you do not have to. Like sure, of course, I wouldn't. If the Lakers don't give up those 2 first-round picks plus Russell Westbrook, because Russell Westbrook, you're literally just taking him on to match the salaries for the trade. That's literally it is. You don't even see him that much as like a true asset in this deal, and so you're really helping out the Lakers, to be honest. So, but then in that case, give me the 2 first-round picks. And if you're the Lakers, I don't know if you would want to do that, given you don't have a lot of first-round picks right now. You don't have one next year. We all know their situation with the amount of trades that they made, the whole AD trade and stuff. What a disaster there. But, if you're we already know that LeBron, I saw he put out a tweet with the eyeball emoji. Le GM, of course, back at it again, oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure he probably, when they were in Brooklyn, the Lakers, they probably – LeBron was probably talking to him. It would not surprise me in the slightest. He's probably, it's like, come on. Like originally, Kyrie, he wanted to be the Batman. And then, he went out and he was like, oh, I was wrong. He realized that he is a Robin. He's never going to be a true Batman. He's just not. Now, with Kyrie, like I said, potential, like if you're the Nets, I can't even think of like a lot of like places for him. Like Dallas, like I think they would Dallas, like because they're desperate to help Luka, but they don't have any pieces to really give the Nets. I mean, I would say a good one maybe is like the Raptors because they're kind of in the middle of where they want to buy or sell.
Oh my gosh! Please don't. Kyrie and Canada would be like horrible.
Yeah, that would be pretty awful.
Bad.
But like but the Raptors, they have the assets to do it. I'm just thinking of teams like the Lakers. Like we're gonna hear it a lot. You're gonna hear the Kyrie to the Lakers stuff like we heard last summer. You're gonna hear it, and The like I said, the Nets are not going to take a bag of chips. They're not going to take the Lakers trash for Kyrie, but a lot of people think that. So, Rodrick, what's your take on the Kyrie to the Lakers rhetoric?
Well, I'll start with this. I think that no team that is trying to win a championship this year should be trading for Kyrie Irving. I think most people can agree on that. It's not best for your franchise. On paper, Kyrie to the Lakers makes sense. And from what I'm thinking right now, Kyrie to the Lakers is probably the only destination he can go because we know LeBron wants him, and if LeBron wants you, you're probably going to his team, the GM and all that. But if I'm the Nets, I probably ask for the moon for Kyrie because, like you said, if the Nets lose Kyrie, what's the big deal? Like if you look at football right now, if the Packers don't really care about losing Aaron Rodgers right now because it's such a distraction off the field. You can take the talent and off the field stuff. They're equal in terms of value. So, Tim for the Lakers, I mean, I'd ask for Russell Westbrook, like you said. I want those 2 first-round picks, and I'd probably want some more roster players. I don't know who you have to give up, but you have, let's say you have Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons. I'd probably ask for another big man, maybe a shooter, something like that, just to make sure the Nets are still competitive. I know they probably won't win a chip this year, regardless of what happens, but you gotta accrue the most you can. You gotta really milk. Pause. You gotta really milk this for what you can. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And like going off of what you said about Kyrie, if if he decides to say, "Oh, okay, fine, I'm sitting out for the rest of the year," okay, fine, you can do that. You're not helping yourself. I hope you
exactly.
like if you want to do that, okay, sure, but you're not going to get paid the amount of money that you want. So I mean, the Nets, there's no pressure on them to really get this done. Now you're going to hear from the media that oh, they have to do this, but they don't. They don't because like a lot of people they want to see him go to the Lakers because LeBron, blah blah blah, Skip and Shannon. Oh my gosh, they're going to be talking about it for the whole entire week. ESPN, they're going to be talking about it for the whole entire week. Besides the Super Bowl stuff, I mean, I'm not. Am I surprised by this? No. Do I think some people are blowing this out of proportion? Yeah, because I don't think this is that big of a deal. In terms of because do I really think a trade is going to happen? No, I'm going to give it a 30% chance a trade actually happens. And maybe we'll get some more news if someone decides to actually pony up something, but I'd be very surprised because teams are very reluctant to trade for Kyrie given all the baggage he has. We see it time and time again with this dude. Do you really want to give up assets for Kyrie Irving? Let's be real here. Do you really want to do that?
Yeah, it's a ticking time bomb for when he says something stupid anyway. So, like I said, there's no point.
Exactly. Really no point. Unless you're the Lakers where you're trying to appease LeBron. LeBron, he's probably willing to give up those picks because he's not going to be there. He's going to be retired by that time. And so he's probably what are those?
He's going to be in Charlotte. He's going to be in Charlotte with LeBron James.
By that time, he's going to be what do those picks have to do with me? Trade them. So it's going to come down to, if the Lakers, if they want to give those 2 first-round picks. And if you're the Nets, I would do that. Those 2 first-round picks, the Lakers, I think the Lakers will be bad by that. The 2026. I don't think the Lakers are going to be really good, given that LeBron's going to be gone. AD, he's already injury prone and stuff. I don't even know if he'll still be on the team. He may be retired. Who knows by those years? Kyrie's definitely not going to be there. So I mean, and I heard this crazy proposal about the Knicks. One, why would the Nets trade him to their crosstown, I would say rival, but it's not that big of a rivalry. But why would they do that? I don't see it. And another team I've also seen mentioned was the Sixers. I mean, the Sixers, sure, they have the players, but they're going to have to give up a few more picks. I'm not really sure if they want to do that. And I don't think James Harden really wants to be with Kyrie because the whole entire reason James Harden asked out last year was mostly because he was sick and tired of Kyrie and all his BS, and he didn't want to put up with that anymore. So, and yeah, just going back onto your, your statement about the management too, I do agree with that. The whole entire James Harden trade, what a disaster there. You gave up all those first-round picks. The Rockets, they have all of those now, and that's just that's a disaster.
They gotta stop doing this. These big threes, these superstar rosters. If or when Kyrie gets traded, I think it's already the case. This whole big three was a colossal failure. In the fact that they're probably not going to win a chip. I mean, they made the conference finals once, but then they got beat by.
No, they didn't make the conference.
Oh, they didn't make the conference. Never mind. So you won about 1 playoff series a year. You haven't been to the conference finals. The big three played 2 games together. It felt like just what an absolute failure. And my dad can attest. He never wanted anybody like that. He wanted the team the way it was, when they were young and up and coming, and then they ruined it, like the Nets always have. So, if I'm a Nets fan, I'm just pulling my hair out. What are they doing?
Well, to be honest, if looking from a Nets fan perspective, in how Net fans would look at this, I don't even think that they're gonna pull their hair out. I mean, but in the fact that this was a colossal failure, yes, they're gonna but I think this situation alone, I don't think it really.
Oh, okay, well.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters that much. The whole entire thing of them basically punting on all the young players they had, the whole Jared Allen too, with that whole James Harden trade.
They have such a good team right now. They have a state. If you look at the Cavs, if they got Donovan, if they didn't get Donovan Mitchell, like they would have Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert, Joe Harris, Jared Allen. Like that's a good team, man. And they'd probably be in the same spot that they are now, in the fourth seed or whatever. So
It'd probably be even better though. And
exactly.
that's with Katie and Kyrie playing too. And so let's say that happens. Wow, that I've and because you see it with the Nets now. Like Nick Claxton has been good, but they are lacking like depth for like their big men, and then on defense they are not. We all know the Nets' issues on defense. That's not even they've been horrible on defense ever since this whole big three, or just basically Kyrie and Katie playing together. The defense has been.
None of them play defense. They don't play defense.
Nope, they don't play defense, and that's an issue.
Oh my god!
So
I mean,
any closing thoughts on this flat earther over here?
lol Nets. That's about it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Tomorrow there may be a Giant season in review posted. We will be going over the Super Bowl next week. I didn't really want to do it this week because, what is there to talk about really? There's so much. The flag football game and stuff. Who cares? So, and we will be back on schedule next week. So now, if you can all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you in the next video. Kyrie Irving says bye. Peace out, everybody.